Welcome to the video on segmentation variables, which is a part of marketing strategy. And in this video, we discuss major segmentation variables in more detail, giving you specific examples of what each includes. So here are the four major segmentation variables: geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. That are outlined in this table. So let's start with geographic. Well, these are the examples how you can do geographic segmentation. You can break it down by the world, region, or country, say Africa, Asia, Europe, because the customer needs and wants will be different. You can break it down by country, region. For example, in England, you can say East Midlands, East of England, Greater London, West Midlands, Yorkshire, and so forth. Also, city or metro size, say under 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000, and so forth. Density, urban, suburban, ex-urban, rural, and so forth. Even climatic zones such as northern or southern. It reminds me of an interesting example in Italy, where I tried to work out about lasagna. Should lasagna be cooked with a red sauce or red and white sauce? I found out that actually in the north they use both red and white sauce, and more in the south they use red sauce. So that's interesting, just to show how people might be acting differently. Now, the other major segmentation variable is demographic. Age is a big one. Consumer needs and wants change with age. Marketeers, however, must be careful not to guard against stereotypes when using age and life cycle segmentation. For example, some 80-year-olds might fit the so-called doddery stereotypes. Others may play tennis and run marathons. So some 80-year-olds might be a lot healthier than someone who is 30-year-old. Similarly, whereas some 40-year-old couples, even older, are sending their children off to college, others are just beginning new families. So age is often a poor predictor of person's lifestyle, health, work, or family status, needs, and buying power. And it may actually irritate customers. Now, gender. It has long been used in clothing, cosmetics, toiletries, and magazines. However, it's now changing. For example, Harley Davidson has traditionally targeted males between 35 and 55 years old. Women were often seen just along the ride, but no longer. Women are among the fastest growing customer segments of the motorcycle business. The number of female Harley Davidson owners actually has recorded some really successful results in the past many years for Harley Davidson, and female buyers account for a large proportion of the purchases. Income. The marketeers of products such as motor cars, clothing, cosmetics, financial services, and travel have long used income segmentation. Many companies target affluent consumers with luxury goods and convenience services. For example, luxury hotels provide special packages to attract the most affluent travelers. Personal shopping services raise the store appeal to the cash-rich and time-poor shopper. However, not all companies that use income segmentation target the affluent. For example, in the UK, Poundland, Aldi, Lidl, they successfully target low and middle income groups. And indeed, recent troubled economies around the world has provided challenges for marketeers targeting all income groups. All consumers, including affluent, are cutting back on their spending. Even consumers who can still afford to buy luxury appear to be pushing the pause button at times. Why is that the case? Because, well, the wealthy still have the wealth, but it's the image you project in a bad economy of driving a nice car when your friends or colleagues may be losing their businesses. Now, without going into further details onto other segmentation, let's look now at the psychographic. You can segment based on social class, so there are different ways to segment. For example, in the UK, you can use like this traditional middle class, higher upper class, and this was mainly based on the education, wealth, occupation. But actually, interestingly, around 10 years ago, BBC have challenged this classification, and they engaged with a massive survey and started segmenting people into 7 different categories, where they said it's not enough just to look at more like economic capital. We need to look like at cultural and social capital. So basically what people do in the life is just as important as how much we earn and so forth. So like culturally, for example, how active they are. Lifestyle, you can segment very different ways. One way you can say, well, these people are innovators, thinkers, believers, achievers, strivers, experiencers, makers, survivors, and so forth. You can also segment by personality: compulsive, outgoing, authoritarian, ambitious, and so forth. In psychology, there are the there are the big five personality traits, such as openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So, for example, we say some people are more open, so they appreciate variety of experiences. Others are more conscious, they're planning ahead rather than being spontaneous. Others are extroverts, so being sociable, energetic, and talkative. The other type are agreeable, so being kind, sympathetic, and happy to help. And then neurotic, inclined to worry or be vulnerable or temperamental. Marketers use different segmentation variables to understand more about customers. For example, behavioral. Now, if we look at behavioral occasions, birthdays, Valentine's, Father's Days, and so forth. Benefits sought. These are the benefits that consumers seek from their product or service. For example, in sports, where Champion segments its markets according to the benefit that different customers seek from these clothes. For example, fit and polish. So customers seek a balance between function and style. They exercise for results but want to look good doing it. And actually, benefit sort segmentation is considered to be perhaps one of the most useful segmentation benefits, because in reality, we don't necessarily buy a product or service, but it's more about the solution to our need. And if you remember that example, if I have a mice at home and I need, so I might look at buying a mouse trap or chemical spray. Once again, not discussing ethical issues. That's not the concern here. It's about like trying to kind of like change the mindset a little bit and thinking it's not about like better quality product, but it's about finding the solution. User status. Markets can be segmented into non-users, ex-users, potential users, first-time users, regular users, and so forth. Included in this group are also customers facing lifestyle changes, such as newlyweds or new parents, who can be turned into heavy users. Usage rate. Marketers can also be segmented into light, medium, and heavy product users. Heavy users are often a small percentage of the market, but account for a high percentage of total consumption. For example, Burger King once in the US, they recorded that heavy users made up around like 18% of the chain's consumers, but accounted for almost half of the customer visits. So they ate burger around 13 times a month. Loyalty status. Consumers can be loyal to products, for example, Heinz ketchup and only Heinz ketchup and nothing else. Particular stores maybe only buying from Waitrose, and particular companies maybe buying only Apple. Buyers can also be divided into groups according to the degree of loyalty. For example, some consumers are completely loyal. They buy one brand all the time, Apple, that's it, period. Some are somewhat loyal. They are loyal to 2 or 3 brands of a given product, or favor one brand while sometimes buying the others. Still, other buyers show no loyalty to any brand. They either want something different each time they buy, or they simply buy whatever is on sale. So you need to study your customer to understand them. It's quite complex actually, because I might be loyal to some but not the others, and so forth. Readiness stage: unaware, aware, informed, interested, intending to buy, and so forth. And attitude towards the product: enthusiastic, positive, indifferent, negative, hostile, and so forth. So this was a presentation, if you like, of the major segmentation variables and explanation of a little bit more what is included and what do they mean. Hope you found it helpful, and if you like the content, please click the button like and subscribe so you can always receive videos from me. Thank you.